guys, it's Cal here from KR Sabers, and this is just a brief overview video of the Regiis Hilt kit and what to expect with regards to assembly and just the kit in general, some tips and tricks. The kit comes in a presentation box like this. This is the second of our unique designs. So the flagship was obviously a very popular design that we did in the past, and this is going to be our next unique design to offer to the community, one which makes for a nice simple install but also allows for a lot of customizability, which is what we've seen across all of the flagships over the last couple of years. All the different powder coating, all the different etching, the leather wraps. So it's been quite cool to create these sort of blank canvas type hilts that you guys can then customize in your own way. This one's a bit more fancy. We've got a lower shroud and an upper shroud. We've got some accent pieces, so it's important that I show you guys how this goes together, so that when it comes to the time that you want to customize it, you'll know exactly what to do. So we'll just take it out of the box for now, get this to one side, and here we go. There it is. That's the hilt. It's nice and slim. That was one thing that I wanted to make sure we did on this design. I went back and forth with Stephen Art on Instagram and told him the concept saber design that I had in mind, and we started off with some sketches, refined the sketches, adding different aspects and design elements, and eventually settled for this concept. Now it has two buttons. You've got your activation button here. You can see we've got a spring-loaded plunger there, and also the AUX opposite is also spring-loaded. So the chassis design that we've got Goth 3 designs to do will factor in that, so that you can press buttons that are mounted on a 3D printed chassis piece. Upper shroud, lower shroud here. We've got our pommel, which has some hidden sound venting like I demonstrated before. So this piece actually screws in and out. There's a little slot in there, and when you unscrew that and screw it, it moves up and down, and you can actually adjust how loud you want the saber. It will open up the sound holes, which is quite nifty. You've also got this accent piece, which is held in with a hidden grub screw underneath here, and you've got your blade retention screw here just at the top, and internal sleeve for a 1-inch blade diameter. And it's a nice anodized, like dark red, almost like a Graflex color. And the good news is that if you unscrew this button assembly, it is cross-compatible with 12mm AV switches. So these, I'll show you in a second how the disassembly happens, but you can unscrew this and screw in a 12mm switch, and it's the same threads, so it makes for nice customizability. We've got some lovely machine grooves in the inner sleeve, and also knurling at the bottom here, which I'm a big fan of. It's a very beautiful hilt just as is, but there will be plenty of you looking to take it apart and etch these shrouds and etch the lower shrouds and maybe do a bit of customizing. The body is anodized black, so if you did want to remove that with caustic soda pearls or oven cleaner, you can do that as well if you wanted to powder coat it or polish it, or like I said, you guys can do pretty much anything with it. So we'll go ahead and start with the disassembly. You'll need a few Allen keys in order to do it. You'll need a 1.5mm Allen key, 2.5mm Allen key, and also a 1.27mm Allen key. I am actually going to be sourcing some Allen keys to be able to include with the kits, so I've ordered all of those. So if you want to pick up a kit right now, they won't come with the Allen keys, but if you want to wait maybe a couple of weeks, you know, the date today is the 12th of March, so if you did want to wait for another couple of weeks, I should have those Allen keys and I'll start including them with the kits. I just wanted to make sure I got these launched because I know a lot of you are quite excited for them, and the majority of you being DIY builders already, you've all got sort of Allen key sets anyway. So to remove the button, we just start unscrewing. Some of them will have some anti-seize grease on it, which you can just see a little bit on my finger there to make screwing them off a little bit easier. But you just unscrew these buttons. Should have really put some gloves on really, but I will. So I've got the two buttons unscrewed, which is good. Take the pommel off, just unscrew that. Now you can get your 2.5mm hex key and take off the cover tech, which is a nice polished brass cover tech. Taking that off. Now I've got the lower shroud. That comes off. And we've got these 2 screws on the side here that hold the shroud in place. We want to take those screws off using a 1.5mm Allen key. So we've got one. Take that off. Take the other one off. And we can use the same 1.5mm Allen key to remove the blade retention screw. So we've freed that up now. Now the shroud is free. Now you're probably wondering, how does the shroud come off with this piece in the way? So what you'll notice is the shroud comes off from the bottom, and what I do is there's a little oval hole here, hidden under here, which allows you to access the grub screw that keeps this piece in place. Right. So what I do is I get up here and I just lift it and push down a little bit, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a little slot right there in there. So I look down there and I get my 1.27mm Allen key and I push it in like that, and I look down the barrel to where that screw is, which is just there, and I start to loosen it. So I've done that now. Now this piece comes off, that ring, and you'll see the hex key there. I zoom in. You can see that there. It's a sharp point grub screw. So that's what pushes this and keeps it in place. So we zoom out again. And now I can remove the shroud, just push it down like so. It's a nice snug fit. Now the shroud is off. Now you've got these Phillips screws. You just unscrew those. Unscrew this one. Unscrew this one. And unscrew this one. And that sleeve comes out, and that's the main body. So that is how you take everything apart. So it's a Phillips screwdriver, 1.5mm Allen key, 1.27mm Allen key, and a 2.5mm Allen key. So I've ordered all of those Allen keys to be able to include with the kits. They're going to be a couple weeks before they arrive. If you do want to order one now because you've already got the Allen keys, then that's absolutely fine. I'll put in the item description whether or not the Allen keys have come in or not. And like I said, if you've got these keys already, then you don't need to worry, you can order it and they'll be ready to ship. So we'll put it back together really quickly. So sleeve goes in. We'll get our screws. These locking screws here. Put that in. And it's, like I said, it's a really nice slim design. Really nice to hold in the hand. I mean, you can see in my hand it's nice and slim, not chunky or anything like that. So I think a lot of people will like these. And you've also got the beautiful vented windows at the top there to kind of look like the Death Star panels. And we'll put this back on. Now we can get the shroud back on. That's in place now, and we want to get this brass piece back on. We'll use our Allen key, just lining that up to get this into the right position. So you can see I'm doing that there. Just tighten that until I feel the ring no longer moving. Yeah, there's some resistance there. That's in place now. Move this shroud back up. That's in. Get the 1.5mm Allen key. Put this back in. Put this back in. Put the blade retention screw back in. Put the buttons back on. I want to get anti-seize on my fingers. I'll just give the hilt a quick wipe when I'm done. And clean it all off. So I've got the buttons back in there. The way that the chassis is going to work is it's going to be a two-piece chassis, and what I mean by that is the upper piece will be sitting in here, so you'll never need to unscrew the buttons after you've installed that piece, because the chassis core will just slide out. It'll be connected with the rotary chassis PCB sets that we sell, the stock custom works ones. Lower shroud can go back on like so, and I forgot to say you can choose what side you want the you can have it like this if you want a bit of variety. You can have the shroud like that, or you can have it like this, whichever way. You can have it up or down, which is a bit more customizability. You know, I might have it like that for now, see what it looks like. So we'll put this back on with the 2.5mm Allen key. Like so. And that is how you do the full assembly and disassembly. I'm just going to put some latex gloves on because I want to wipe off the anti-seize grease that was on my hands. These hilts are pretty shiny, so it's probably best that I handle it with a microfiber cloth. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a wipe, get any of that grey anti-seize grease off, any other little fingerprint marks that I got on it, because it's so shiny you don't want to get all these fingerprints on them. I'm looking forward to see when people etch it, because it's not going to be as fingerprint inviting as it is. I've got it on there as well. So there we go. Right, give it a nice clean now. All of those marks, all of that grease is gone. It's looking nice and spick and span. So yeah, definitely a pro tip if you're installing one of these, be sure to get some latex gloves. That's nice and shiny now. So hopefully that's covered everything you guys need to know regarding assembly and disassembly. Guthrie Design is working on a chassis for it as we speak. Hopefully you guys are all excited to get customizing with these. We're going to be selling them as empty hilts and install kits, whether it's Golden Harvest, Verso, Profi, and we will also be carrying CFX soon, which is quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do. So if you guys have any questions about the design or any inquiries, just let us know and I'll be sure to answer you as soon as I can. So thanks again as always guys for watching. I hope you enjoy these kits, and I really look forward to seeing what you guys do. So thanks again as always for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care guys.